Are you a good driver? Yes. Are you a good lover? Yes. Oh, I'm doing great.
Dad, those are just the names of the quizzes. You're supposed to open the magazine.
My way is easier.
Why don't you be the Quizmaster and ask other people the questions?
Ooh, Quizmaster, yes. That would entertain me briefly.
Ladies, gentlemen, Gordy, I'm just naming characters now. Welcome to a very special bonus episode of Sabrina's Witch Trials. That's right, folks, it's time for another challenge of the Quizmaster. And once again, it's time for a trial of Fil. That's right, I've wrangled back that notorious child of the 80s, Fil Araujo. Brought him back into my quiz dungeon, which sounds far worse once I hear it. Because I'm going to put him to the test and see how he fares in a very special BuzzFeed quiz. Phil, how are you? Fil Araujo is here, folks. Phil, how are you?
You have wrangled the unwrangleable.
That's right. And I've made an incredibly hard word to say.
I have wrangled the unwrangleable. There you go.
Folks, can you believe that we don't have a script for these episodes?
We just make this whole thing up. It's amazing.
Unbelievable, I know.
Mind-blowing.
Phil, last time... Phil, welcome back. Always good to talk with you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's always a pleasure.
You know, we haven't talked in a while, but...
No.
We should really do it more often.
We should.
I am so glad to have you back, because the last time you were here on the Challenge of the Quizmaster, we determined that you are a Zelda.
You know what? Like I told you then, there's a lot worse people I could be.
Absolutely true. One of my favorite characters, as everyone knows, and one of the sexiest characters. Maybe second only to the character we're going to talk about today, Phil. Today, I have a very special BuzzFeed quiz for you, because while you are a Zelda, everyone's part everything, and we're going to find out exactly what percent Salem you are today. That's right, the sexiest character of them all, Saberhagen himself, good old Salem, smooth talker that he is. We're going to find out how much Salem you have coursing through your veins at this very moment. Are you ready?
Let's go for it.
Now, before I administer the quiz and before I don my Quizmaster hat, I want to know how much Salem you think you are. What percentage Salem do you think you are?
Is it like 0 to 100?
That is the scale, yes.
Okay. I would probably say I'm like somewhere between like 50 and 75% Salem.
Okay, so you're pretty heavy on the Salem.
I think I have a lot of characteristics that are very Salem-esque.
You're saucy.
I am saucy. Yeah.
You're very sarcastic as well.
I'm extremely sarcastic.
You shit in a box.
On occasions.
Yeah, if need be.
If necessary.
And of course, we all love a good wick.
Well, I'm not going to say anything about that.
Fair enough. On to the quiz, Phil. So here's how this quiz will work. It's not your traditional BuzzFeed quiz where they're given answers. There's a sliding scale. So what I will do is I will read you the question and the attached meme if it's necessary. And then I will ask you if you agree with one of the statements or the other one, and if you agree with it a lot or a little, or if you're neutral, that's also an option, and then I'll dial that in for you, and then we'll find out what kind of Salem or how much Salem you've got. You ready?
Let's go for it.
Perfect. Question 1. I believe 9 questions here. Question 1. Have you ever admitted this to yourself?
Sometimes I just like to hear myself talk.
Phil, do you agree strongly or a little bit or not at all with that's pretty self-involved, or I've probably said this?
I would probably say I somewhat would agree that is pretty self-involved.
So you're not one to talk to speak, just to hear yourself talk?
No.
I feel like sometimes I do this, not so much that I'm talking to hear myself talk, but that I'm talking and I'm the only one listening.
Like right now.
Much like right now, yes. Even Phil is totally zoned out. sometimes you just got to say some stuff to get it said, and people might not be listening, but you feel better having said it.
Yep, absolutely.
But you are mildly, that's pretty self-involved.
I would say yes.
Fair enough. Question 2, Phil, and it's a barn burner here. How sarcastic are you? Not sarcastic at all. Sarcasm is my middle name.
I would say sarcasm is my middle name.
Strongly?
Strongly agree. Yes.
Turn that sucker up to 11, we will. Question 3. If your friend named their kid something you don't like, would you tell them? Never or absolutely? And the middle here is labeled no, but I'd tell a friend.
Ooh. I would probably say no, but I'd tell a friend.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, I can't imagine I would ever tell someone that I didn't like their kid's name. I mean, that is like, I mean, in a way it's upfront, but it's also just like, just keep that to yourself. You're insulting this person for the rest of their kid's life.
Right.
Just like, let it go. So what? They named their kid Igort. It's a family name. Come on. My mother was named Igort. All right. No, but I'd tell a friend.
Jean? I never liked the name Jean.
I never cared for the name Mildred.
I'm curious to see what she's like, but Jean? I mean, Jean's not a name, it's a pair of pants.
Actually, I think Jean's a very lovely name.
Phil, could you see yourself saying something like this on a date? It's a meme of Salem saying, of the female cat saying, Salem, you're the only one who understands me. And Salem, a very season 1 Salem saying, yeah, but that doesn't mean I care. Your options here, Phil. That's so mean. Yeah, I definitely say that.
I would probably say right in between them both.
Okay.
There are times where you have to say that, and there's times where you just don't say that.
But would you say something like that to a statement like, you're the only one who understands me?
Probably not. I would probably be like in between like the middle and that's so mean.
So like 25%, that's so mean?
Yeah, we'll go with 25%.
Very good. For those keeping track at home with the mathematics, I thought I'd throw a little fraction in there for you. Or a percentage, because it's not a fraction. I know math. Is this something you might have said in college, Phil? It's a meme of Salem saying, would you be terribly upset if I threw up in one of your shoes? And Phil, I'm going to extend this to just casual drinking at all. Okay? College, high school, after college, last week, in fact. Wow, that's rude, which seems like an odd response to someone throwing up in someone's shoe. Or, yes, because I'm considerate. You would ask first.
I think I would absolutely ask before I throw up in somebody's shoes.
But is that more something you wouldn't consider asking because it's rude? Or is that more something you would ask, but you would do politely? Say you needed to throw up and there was nowhere else to throw up. Would you throw up on the ground or in someone else's shoe?
I would probably throw up on the ground.
Okay, so you're...
So, I'm probably, that's so rude. I'm not going to be a Salem at all. This is not going to be good.
We will find out. Strong, that's so rude. Middle, that's so rude. Where are you headed with this?
I'm probably going to be like a middle, that's so rude.
Very good.
Would you be terribly upset if I threw up in one of your shoes?
Question whatever this is, because I believe I've lost count. When you watch a movie... I can just count, honestly. It's not that hard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it staying in? 5, 6. Question 6 was going to be my guess. Question 6, Phil. When you watch a movie, do you relate to the villain? Never or always?
I think I would relate to the villain sometimes. So it's like 50-50, depending on the story. I mean, sometimes you have that villain that you love, you know, that you understand, I guess, why they're a villain and why, you know, they've come down this road.
Definitely.
So I would probably put myself, I think I'll leave myself about like 60%, maybe a little bit more than half.
So it's just slightly towards always.
Yes.
Okay. I would say Michael Keaton in Spider-Man Homecoming is the perfect example of a villain who you can relate to, because he's a guy who runs a company that salvages buildings after they're destroyed in the Marvel universe, and then the government comes in and takes away his contract, so he ends up becoming the Vulture and stealing weapons and selling them to criminals. And I think it's what I would do if I was Michael Keaton. I wouldn't even act anymore. I would just sell weapons to criminals, is what I'm saying, which is what I assume Michael Keaton does.
Peter, you're young. You don't understand how the world works.
Yeah, but I understand that selling weapons to criminals is wrong.
How do you think your buddy Stark paid for that tower? Or any of his little toys? Those people, Pete, those people up there, the rich and the powerful, they do whatever they want. Guys like us, like you and me, they don't care about us. We build their roads and we fight all their wars and everything. They don't care about us. We have to pick up after them. We have to eat their table scraps. That's how it is.
Question 7, Phil. How important is food to you? It's just food, or it's all I think about?
It is all I think about.
Strong food man Phil is. Not too long ago, we got back from being in Portugal together, so I can agree. Phil has the taste of life. He likes his food, as do I. Believe me, I had more than my fair share of bread while I was in Portugal, and it was very good.
Garlic bread is my favorite food. I could honestly eat it for every meal, or just eat it all the time without even stopping.
You get fat.
No, why would I get fat?
Bread makes you fat.
Bread makes you fat?
Phil, question 8 here, getting real close. Are you a happy person or a sad person? I live off my sadness, or I'm a pretty happy person?
I would probably say I'm like 3/4 towards happy person.
Okay. Very good. You are a very happy person in nature, which is it's odd that we get along so well, because I'm quite the grouse. I'm the cartoon angry man. All right, Phil, one last question, then we get to find out how much Salem you've got in you. Do you often think about taking over the world or becoming the ruler of all? Never all the time.
I've thought about it sometimes, I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm just gonna leave myself right in the middle there.
Fair enough. And the most dangerous of all, he thinks about it just sometimes.
Just enough.
Follow me. And I promise I will be the most benevolent dictator the world has ever seen. Did I say dictator? I meant leader.
Phil, are you ready?
Let's do it.
You said 50 to 75 is where you thought you were going to fall?
Yeah. Was it? Yeah, 50 to 75, somewhere around there.
Phil, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
You got 90% Salem.
Are you serious?
That is what this says.
Wow. That's crazy.
I will also let you know that before we recorded, I did a test just to see if you can leave everything in the middle, and I left it as everything in the middle. Everything in the middle was also 90% Salem, but your answers have given you 90% Salem. And of course, the piece de resistance of any BuzzFeed quiz, probably fucked up that French, the quote, Phil. You got 90% Salem. Sure, you've thought about taking over the world, but most days that just seems like it would take too much of your energy. Plus, at the end of the day, you're just looking to curl up on the couch and purr yourself to sleep while dreaming about food.
True that.
What's funny is given the answers you gave, a very accurate. But the funny thing is, those BuzzFeed quotes at the end do often encapsulate, at least on the challenge of the Quizmaster here. At least on the challenge of the Quizmaster here, they always seem to wrap up the person pretty well. And damned if they didn't do it again, Phil. Are you shocked that you're so Salem?
Yeah, I was actually pretty shocked.
Yeah.
But I guess Zelda and Salem have a lot in common then.
They do. They spend a lot of time together. I've often noticed that Zelda always seems to be the one that's holding the real cat, Salem. More often than not, you'll see Zelda holding him in a scene. Maybe Maybe she was just better with the cat, but maybe there was a kismet bond that was really brought to fruition in Fil Araujo. Phil, thank you so much for stopping by and taking another quiz with us here on the Challenge of the Quizmaster, the Trials of Phil. A pleasure to have you as always.
Sure, it's always a pleasure to be here, and the more the merrier when it comes to quizzes, I guess.
Absolutely. Listen, we will keep giving them out as quickly as I can find quizzes on Sabrina to ask. But until next time, I do want to say thank you to everybody for listening, and you should be listening everywhere you can be listening. That includes TuneIn, Stitcher, SoundCloud, the iTunes Store, of course, Google Play Podcast section, YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. Check out all the videos there, all the shows there, all the podcasts are there. Check it all out. Subscribe, of course, in all those places. And follow us on Twitter, twitter.com/Sabrina Podcast, facebook.com/Sabrina's Witch Trials for Facebook, and Instagram at Sabrina's Witch Trials. I might have said Sabrina Podcast for Facebook. It's facebook.com/Sabrina's Witch Trials. Yes, look forward to more quizzes in the future. But until next time, I do want to say thank you to everybody for listening one last time, and we will see you in the other realm.
Salem, you smell like chocolate.
We didn't have any cough drops, so I substituted bonbons.